There was one question that helped a man control his anger for the rest of his life. Whenever someone upset him, he would simply ask himself, could this just be an empty boat? And the story behind that question is worth remembering. The Boatman in the Mist. One morning, a man was rowing his boat across a river. A thick fog covered the water. He was in a hurry. He needed to reach the other side before the market opened. Suddenly, another boat emerged from the fog. It crashed hard into his boat. The impact shook him violently. The man immediately became furious. He stood up and shouted, "Are you blind? Can't you see where you're going?" But there was no answer. His anger grew even stronger. He continued yelling and blaming the person in the other boat. A few moments later, the fog slowly began to clear. The man looked more carefully, and then he froze. The other boat was completely empty. There was nobody inside. Perhaps it had broken loose from its rope and drifted away with the current. Instantly, his anger vanished. The collision was still real. The pain was still real. But he was no longer angry because there was no one to blame. That evening, he told the story to a wise monk. After listening, the monk smiled and said, "So it wasn't the collision that made you angry?" The man looked surprised. "What do you mean?" The monk replied, "It was the thought that someone was intentionally harming you that created your anger. The boat was the same. The collision was the same. The only thing that changed was your interpretation of it." The man sat quietly for a long time. From that day forward, whenever someone upset him, he would ask himself, could this simply be an empty boat? Many of our frustrations do not come from what happens to us, but from the stories we create about what happened. We often assume that others are trying to hurt us, disrespect us, or work against us. But sometimes, people are simply carrying struggles and burdens we know nothing about. When we judge less and understand more, we create more peace within ourselves. True peace comes not from controlling others, but from controlling our own reactions. The next time someone upsets you, will you react immediately? Or pause for a moment and ask yourself, could this simply be an empty boat?